everyone, Mike Murley here with the Savvy Tech in Columbus, Ohio. What we're going to do today is talk about a repair technician's tool bag and the tools that you should have in it. Now, I'm not going to go over every tool that I have in my tool bag and every tool that you should have in yours, but what you will be able to do is that below this video, there will be a link to a PDF file, and there will be a listing there of all the tools that I carry. Now, that doesn't mean that there are things that you carry in your tool bag, and I would really like to hear from you if there are things that are not on the PDF file that you have that I did not bring up or that are not on that list. Now, one of the things that I do, first tool that I pull out of my bag when I get to a customer's home is a circuit tester. And actually, before I even do that, I'll look at where the treadmill is plugged into the wall. If they're using a light extension cord that you would use for a device to just light a lamp, that extension cord is way too light, and that treadmill is going to try to draw more power than what that cord is capable of producing, which could overheat your motor or lower control board and cause all kinds of problems. Then beyond that, the next thing that I do is I check the actual place where the treadmill is plugged in. Just plug this into the receptacle. What you need to see are 2 amber lights. If you see 2 amber lights, you're good. Anything less than that, they have an electrical problem and they need to either get an electrician or find another place to plug their treadmill in. The other thing that I have is a Panasonic impact drill. And the reason why I like this drill is because it has a 3.5 amp hour battery in it, lasts much longer, has more torque, and is just all around a better drill than any of the other ones out there. I know there's going to be some of you guys that will argue with me on that, but it's my preference. You all have your own, and that's fine. Another thing that I make sure that I have for my impact wrench are 2 different extensions. I got a 6-inch and a 12-inch. That way I can get into almost any space on any treadmill or elliptical machine with that particular drill. The other thing that you want to do is purchase the light attachment that goes on whatever drill you have. Makes it pretty nice. These batteries last a while. You turn the light on, you have plenty of light to be able to work with. The other thing that I carry, I know a lot of you guys carry a 3/8 inch drive. I carry a 1/4 inch drive. Biggest reason for it is I have so many tools in my tool bag that I try to make sure that I can get by with the lightest tools as possible. So I carry a 1/4 inch drive socket set. And then of course I do have an extension for that 1/4 inch drive. Another thing that I carry that helps keep the weight down of my tool bag are these ratcheting boxed in wrenches. And what's nice about these, you got 2 wrenches that do the work of 8. That cuts down the weight on my tool bag considerably. You just flip them over and you've got the ratcheting capabilities on 8 different size nuts or bolts that you would happen to have. Now I do carry a few boxed in and also ratcheting wrenches, but with an open end also. There's 3 of them. I carry a 3/8, a 1/2 inch, and a 9/16. Pretty much the ratcheting end of your wrench is just for speeding down nuts and bolts. The torque you get from this right here. So you would speed it down with this one here and then torque with these. Your wrenches will last a lot longer if you do it that way. One of the other things that I carry in my tool bag is an assortment of different cutters and Needlenose pliers. Just makes it easier when you have the right pliers that you would happen to need for any particular job. Another thing that I carry is a static grounding strap. Whenever you're going to change out a lower control board or a console panel, you want to make sure that you ground yourself out on the framework of the elliptical or treadmill so that when you're pulling that old board off, if that old board is still good, you're not going to damage it any further or damage it at all if it's not damaged by being grounded. And if you're not grounded and you happen to touch a part, one of the components on that board, you could short it out and ruin the board. Installing or removing boards, use a grounding static strap. You'll be glad you did. So will your customers, and so will the people you work for, or the warranty repair companies. A couple other things that I have that I carry in my tool bag and this is mostly for working on elliptical machines. You got a gear and bearing puller. I carry 2 different styles. I got a 3-finger. It gets down into some pretty small bearings. If you have to pull those off, you definitely want to use one of these. And then a 2-finger bearing puller, which is this one here. The other thing that I have is a crank puller for elliptical machines. They're just like a bicycle, so that's where I purchased this, was at a bike supply store. You run this in where the crank will go, and then you spin it around. This plunger goes out, pulls that crank off nice and smooth. You're not standing there or sitting there with a hammer in your hand and your customer watching you bang on their product. You don't want that. You want to make sure that you're prepared with the right tools. Be professional and look professional. That's all I'm saying. Another thing that I carry that I know some of the guys out there think, well, why should I do that? Well, I do it because there's certain integrity in the work that I do, and I like to say I did that. So I carry a Treadmill belt lube kit. I put this pure silicone on on the sponges, run it down under, give the belt a lubrication, and I also instruct the customer that they should be purchasing one of these too, and applying this silicone at least every 3 months on their treadmill. This stuff does evaporate, and if you don't keep the treadmill belt lubricated properly, it will cause problems. And it's probably one of the reasons why we're out in the field most all the time anyway, is because these belts have never been lubricated, and you get a lot of friction, which puts strain on the motor and the lower control board, and you burn them out. Now, there are a few other tools that I have that I'm not really going to go over here. You'll be able to find the whole list of everything that I have on a PDF file right below this video. And if you have any suggestions on some tools that you don't see on that list, let me know about it. Shoot me an email or even comment right below this blog here on anything that you've seen or heard right here on this video, and I'll definitely respond to you. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. There is more to come. This is Mike Merley, Columbus, Ohio, the Savvy Tech.